Americans will put great pressure on Australia to deploy those weapons.
Now, a couple more questions before we open it up to the audience. You're debating Professor Hugh White in Canberra's Hyatt Hotel tomorrow night. It's another CIS event. We're expecting 550 people. His argument, as you know, is that China, and these are facts, China buys double what our next largest customer, Japan, buys from us. The Chinese economy will grow much bigger than America's in coming years. He reckons that Federal Treasury projections show that China's economy will be 80% larger than America's economy in the next 12 to 15 years. He also says that our China ties, and I think this is a fair assessment, saved us from the global financial crisis more than a decade ago. As a result, and this is Hugh White's argument, Canberra would be unwise to support Washington in a confrontation with China that America probably can't win. John Mearsheimer.
Well, again, I mean, the question on the table here is whether or not Australia is going to side with the Americans or it's going to side with the Chinese. I fully understand that from an economic point of view, poisoning relations with China makes no sense. And one could argue it would be disastrous in certain respects for Australia over time. But the question you have to ask yourself is, does that make sense, aligning yourselves with China from a security point of view? Can you really imagine Australia aligned with China against the United States? Is that going to happen here? You realize you would be an enemy of the United States then. If the United States is involved in an intense security competition with China and you're with China against the United States is going to be awfully angry, and it's going to go to great lengths to put its gun sights on you. You understand, the United States is a ruthless great power. That was the point that I tried to make in my discussion of how America turned itself into a regional hegemon. So this is a tragic situation. I would say, however, that I think you White, overstates the weakness of America vis-a-vis China. It may be in 40 or 50 years that China fits that description that you lays out, but we're nowhere near that point. And for the foreseeable future, there's no way the Chinese are going to run us off the table or run us out of East Asia. The United States is a very big and very wealthy country, and it has the most formidable military on the planet. And of course, this is why you will have such a powerful incentive to ally with the United States. And of course, you'll have a powerful incentive to do everything you can to ameliorate that competition, that security competition between the United States and China. It will be very hard to do because they're both guerrillas. But you have an incentive in doing that so that you can maximize the amount of economic intercourse you have with Australia.